Hey, what's up everyone? I'm back to show you how to properly do the instant dungeon reset glitch. When I first uploaded that method, which was not too long ago, I thought that it was all due to the dungeon. Well, after doing some testing, I figured out how to properly do this. What we want to do is head over here towards the occultist and we want to craft a sigil. It does not matter what tier it is. Next, we want to pause, go into the inventory towards consumable tab, and then consume that sigil. What you will do then is locate the specific dungeon on your map. For example, mine can be found right over here. You then want to locate the point of interest nearby and travel straight towards the dungeon. Once you've located the dungeon, go straight inside, and of course this is going to be a nightmare. We do not need to finish it at all. Instead, what we are going to do is simply progress a little bit forward into the dungeon, use the teleporter. This way, you should be teleported straight back to town. If you end up coming across a few enemies, no big deal. Take them out and then use your teleport. Once you have done so, you should be back in town, and from here, we want to locate a dungeon that we want to farm. We can obviously choose the recent one that I have been showing you all, and this can be found towards the top portion of the map. If you are curious on whether or not you can do this early game, you for sure can, because I have actually done this at level 20 and there was quite a few elites, which was surprising. So this does not really depend on a specific tier, although if you are at tier 3 or tier 4, you obviously are going to gain that benefit when it comes down to the XP and the legendaries and all those uniques that you can possibly acquire. Continuing on, now that we are here at this town, we want to go towards the left side and locate the dungeon. If you already know the spot, then head there right away. If you're new to the video, then I'm just going to show you where it's at. By the way, side note here, horses absolutely suck. At least in this game. I don't know why it's so weird to maneuver around. Of course, I am kind of running through enemies here. Yet, anyways, so we are now inside the dungeon. Now for the next step, we want to approach this as if we were farming it. This means we want to go around taking out the elites, freeing prisoners, looting chests, as well as participating in the events within this dungeon. Eventually, you will come across large groups of elites, just like previously. Again, if you thought this was patched, it's not, and this was recorded today. Next, let's say that you have farmed it up pretty well. You can then teleport straight to town by clicking T on your keyboard, or if you're on console, it's going to be down on the D-pad. You should then transport straight to town like I've done here, and what you can do is do a 180 and it will instantly reset. What I'm doing here is trading some items. First and foremost, I do want to mention this because it does take about a minute for the dungeon to completely reset. What you will see right here is that I'm heading back towards the teleporter and the dungeon is going to be back towards the original state. This means everything is completely back to default and you can go in there and take out all the enemies again and it's all good to go. You can rinse and repeat this as much as you like and you will pop up back in the dungeon. What you can tell right here is that the elite spawn is still active and you can continuously farm this up for however long you want. And the last thing that I would like to talk about, because this has been kind of highly requested because I see it quite often in the comments section. I'm not too sure what it is about my build that has attracted so many people. Some say that it's absolutely trash, which I don't personally feel that way. But let's go over and let's talk about it. First, what I've done here is claim the yellow node so that I of course can gain some sort of negation towards physical damage and some sort of resistance, right? With this being said, I continued upwards and then we have that resistance to all elements that I just sort of talked about there. Of course, we have a glyph socket that's going to help with cold damage, and continuing up, we have some more stuff towards resistance and non-physical. Then towards the top left, this is going to be where we increase our damage quite a bit with cold. As you can tell, at 20%. Right here is probably the most important node when it comes down to this specific pattern, because this gives you an armor every single time a frozen enemy is defeated, which, by the way, can save your butt in so many situations. Continuing up, I was thinking, well, I need some more damage. So I went towards the left side and I claimed this socket here and stuck in this specific one, which is adept, and this gives us a good percentage towards mastery skill damage, including the other node that I have active. Then I went towards the right side and I decided to stick down this pattern where I eventually plan to go up towards the top and towards the bottom here just to have that glyph socket. This right here is what I've been rocking, and as you can tell, I'm almost at 700 intelligence. I'm not too sure how high you can get this. Maybe 999 is at the max, I would assume, right? But anyways, this is what I've done towards Paragon, and if you have watched my previous build video, you can tell that I've really organized it here, so it's a lot better. Next, we are going to go over the skills and then the armor, and I'm just going to finish it up from there. I'm not going to do any commentary for this part because I believe it can be pretty much commentary free. So with that being said, thank you all for currently stopping by and in the previous videos. I appreciate the love and support from the bottom of my heart. It means quite a lot because I put a lot of effort into these videos trying to show you what's best and what's working. And of course, sometimes the titles are overwhelming, yet it's just kind of a satire or a parody of other channels. So I just like to keep some really interesting titles there. And yeah, so yeah, with all that being said, thank you all for currently stopping by. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, turn the notifications on by simply clicking that bell icon there and making sure that you are notified for all. If you have any questions, you can then go down below, comment something there, and I will reply within the first hour or two. I try my best to reply sooner. And so yeah, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoy the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.